The funeral was almost over when the German Shepherd suddenly began barking at the casket. Nobody understood why. At first, everyone thought it was grief, but soon the barking became insistent, desperate, and what happened next shocked everyone. This dog was guarding a secret no one suspected, and that secret changed everything. The farewell ceremony unfolded in silence, broken only by muffled sobs and the rustle of fabric. People sat in black suits and dresses, heads bowed, while the pastor read the final words. At the foot of the casket, draped with the American flag, sat Rex, a German shepherd in a black police vest marked K9. He didn't howl, didn't whine, but he wasn't calm either. At first, it was a faint moan, as if he knew something was wrong. He lifted his head, ears twitching. Then came a quiet bark, short, restrained, but tense. People turned. The officer's widow, Amanda, looked at him with worry but decided it was grief. Rex wasn't just a dog. He was Daniel Granger's partner, fallen in the line of duty. But a minute later, Rex jumped up. His body stiffened. His gaze locked on the casket. His tail straightened, ears alert. Then he barked again, loud, sharp, like a siren in the silence. An officer nearby tugged the leash, but Rex wouldn't move. He started scratching the wood, tearing the polish with his claws, and growling low. Murmurs spread. Someone rose. Something was wrong. The pastor fell silent. The sound of claws grew louder, harsher, breaking the solemn hush. Guests' expressions shifted from confusion to unease. Even the strongest felt this wasn't grief. Officer Bryant, Daniel's old friend and Rex's former trainer, stood. Slowly he approached, knelt, and placed a hand on the dog's neck. "Easy boy," he whispered, but Rex didn't turn. His body trembled, eyes boring into the casket. Suddenly he barked again, sharp, right against the lid, then circled, sniffing the seams, whining, stopping at the same spot. Bryant frowned. Something was wrong. Very wrong. "Wait," he said aloud, pressing his ear to the wood. The room froze. Silence. "No," he jerked back, eyes wide. "I heard something." "What did you say?" Amanda asked, rising. Her voice shook with hope and fear. "There's someone or something inside," Bryant told the funeral director. "Open it. Now." But the director began. "I said open it." Bryant's voice was hard, commanding. Rex growled, nose pressed to the lid. Murmurs swelled. Someone screamed. People stood, trembling. The director lifted the lid. Hinges creaked. The room went still. Even breaths halted. Then a rustle that a small creature, curled in the folds of the officer's uniform, stirred. A tiny, wet newborn pup, shivering, whimpering, burrowing for warmth in Daniel's coat. Gasps. Hands over mouths. Amanda stared, speechless. Rex sat, giving a deep, almost paternal whine. He watched the pup as his own. Silence thundered. The pup whimpered softly, pressing against the cloth's faint warmth. His breathing was weak but steady, alive. Slowly Bryant reached and lifted him. The pup nestled instinctively, trembling. "This," someone muttered. "Impossible." Rex whined, licked the pup's wet brow. Not fear, not alarm, confirmation. "Yes, I knew." Then something slipped from a uniform's fold. A folded sheet of paper. Bryant picked it up. The handwriting was clear, bold, blue ink. "If anything happens to me, take care of them." Both. Gasps. Amanda swayed as if struck. Her hand clutched her chest. Rex sat by Bryant's feet, eyes still locked on the pup. Softer now. His mission wasn't over. He hadn't mourned. He had guarded. Bryant opened the letter, fingers trembling. He glanced at the pastor, at Amanda, then back down, and began reading aloud. "If you're reading this, it means I didn't return. It means I failed. But if Rex is here, and if somehow she survived, then it wasn't for nothing. This isn't an accident. I knew she would come. I just couldn't tell anyone. I didn't want panic, didn't want interference. Rex and I saw what others wouldn't. But we always understood each other." Amanda broke. She approached, leaned over the pup, placed her hand on the tiny body. Tears filled her eyes, but no longer fear, recognition. She was born that night. I vanished in the cold. I was alone, but Rex stayed. He guarded. And when I closed my eyes, I only hoped someone would hear his bark. Bryant's voice shook. He lowered the letter, eyes wet. Everyone understood. Rex hadn't called for help. He wasn't angry. He wasn't afraid. He was delivering his partner's final command. And he fulfilled it. The pup stirred in Amanda's arms. She pressed him to her chest. Rex rose and stepped closer, as if accepting her into his new pack. He knew, Amanda whispered. He knew she would need you. That evening, as the sun set over Golden Hills, the pup lay in a soft blanket inside the K9 office. Rex beside her, still and watchful. Sometimes he tilted his head, checking. His gaze had changed, not anxious like at the funeral, but calm, resolved. No fear, only purpose. A nurse, luckily at the funeral, examined the pup. He'll survive. Despite cold, dehydration, and hours in the casket, he'll survive. Her tearful eyes shone. It's a miracle. Officers passing by stopped. Some just stared through the glass. Some entered to sit with Rex. The precinct changed. This wasn't just about a fallen officer. It was personal. Then Amanda came, clutching the letter. She sat by Rex, silent. She only looked, as if seeing not a dog, but her husband's soul. You knew, she whispered. He trusted you with her. Rex turned, laid his head on her knees. She stroked him gently. He didn't move, only closed his eyes. A silence grew, heavy but full. Amanda looked at the pup, then said, She will know who you were, and who her father was. Everyone understood. This child, though tiny, already had a family. The one her father left, his most loyal friend. Later Bryant, by the window, read the letter's final lines. I knew I wouldn't return. That night, I felt everything slipping. Rex didn't leave. He warmed me, licked my face, tried to lift me. He understood. I held her to my chest and whispered, Guard. He understood. He always did. Bryant closed his eyes, clutching the letter. He wanted to believe Daniel's soul was there, watching Rex stand guard, his daughter sleeping, his wife smiling through tears. Next morning, the department held a meeting. What about the pup? The answer was clear. She stays with Amanda. And Rex. No debate. None opposed. Everyone knew this wasn't just a dog. It was their brother's last will. From that day, Rex had a new mission. He hadn't only lost a partner. He'd found purpose. Weeks passed. Amanda named the pup Leah. She grew under Rex's constant watch. When she whimpered, he was there. When she slept, he lay close. He no longer barked needlessly. He didn't whine. He was simply there, silent as shadow, strong as stone. One day Amanda told Bryant, he doesn't guard her. He loves her, like a father. Months passed. Winter yielded to spring. Amanda's house was quiet, only the creak of the floor and faint barks on the porch. She stepped out with tea, saw the scene. Rex lay at the steps, Leah playing with his tail. He barely moved, only lifted his eyes lazily. His patience was endless. He wasn't a pup. He was a guardian. When she stumbled, he nudged her up. When she reached to the sky, he sat by her. When she slept, he lay near, one eye open. She was his world. One evening, Amanda opened Daniel's box. His badge, old photos, notebook, and a letter she reread countless times. She held the pup by the fire. Rex lay close. She's growing, Dan, she whispered. She has your eyes, your resolve. Rex never leaves her. He lives for her. The fire cracked. The pup slept in her arms. Rex sighed and pressed closer. She would grow knowing she had a hero father and a dog who saved her. Not from duty, but love. A year later, the police precinct wall bore a new photo of a 5-year-old girl laughed in the grass beside a graying German shepherd. His gaze still sharp but kind. Below, Officer Rex, loyalty that defies death. And in handwriting beneath, sometimes a bark is not just a sound. It's a promise.